Alright, today's video we are going to talk about what they call destination abilities. So we ranted about the reveal before and we talked about it, but now we're going to talk about specifically destination abilities, more in definition of what they are, define what they are. So, we're going to tell you right now, destination abilities are not abilities. These are destination relics. Cool relics, the arc one is really cool, the strand one is pointless, and the other element one we never saw, but it sounds like it could be decent. I don't know though, they never showed it off. They completely forgot to. The strand one is pointless. The arc is insane at ad clearing, so this has potential. First off, we're going to read this. Destination abilities. Push the limit of your Guardian's capabilities and unlock the mystery of Kepler with new destination abilities powered by the Mysterious Nine. These are not abilities. Again, like I said, these are better relics. They're still relics, though. So, you're asking, how do I know this? Well, if we go to Destiny, and we look at Destiny, right? So, as you see here, an ability, or super, is like this. It is something you can get. You have to charge up for either a timer or something, or use different mods and stuff. It enhances it, makes it better. You can build into it to make the melee, the grenade, the super a lot better. Your aspects, your fragments, make it a lot better. Your mods on your armor, make it a lot better. Those are abilities. And I'll stop you before saying, well, what if Bungie adds mods and stuff that are specific to the planet that boost those abilities? Again, those are limited to specifically that. It'd be like what we got for Final Shape with the special mods you can unlock for the thing. They are not mods in the sense of what this is on your armor, okay? Something to benefit an actual ability is something you can put on your character like this, not an artifact, stuff just like this. The artifact can sometimes boost your abilities, yes, but that's not the main thing that boosts. It's your mods on your armor, on the weapons themselves sometimes, stuff like that. They can boost your abilities, make your abilities better. And then you have your aspects and your fragments. These are abilities. Artifacts come from two different forms. We've got the ones that come from your seasonal artifacts, which is the Synaptic Spear. If you know what this is, it's the thing in certain GM/certain strikes that you have to throw a spear at the Witch Queen's hollow form, or whatever it's called, her fake form. You gotta throw these at her and to kill her, and it takes forever in a GM, and it's quick as fucking normal. These things. This came from an artifact. The Scythe came from an artifact. I don't see the Scythe here, unfortunately. The list thing is broken again, but yeah. So there's things that come from specific ones. If you want to know what a relic is, this is what a relic is. Relic weapons are weapons and items that players can temporarily pick up and use in certain activities. They typically change the player's perspective to third person and have a different moveset, restricting their use of normal weapons and abilities. Relics can usually be dropped by attempting to switch to a different weapon. So, first off, you're probably like, well, these new abilities that they're calling abilities, you can't drop them. Okay, so it must not be a relic. No, but it does do everything else this says. These are better version of abilities, but also lesser because you can't drop them. Or relic, sorry. So, a relic you could drop and then pick back up and use. These new ones you can't drop, you're stuck with them. But they do better things, at least the arc one does. The strand one is trash, and the other element one, I don't remember what they said, and we don't know what it is yet, so yeah. Because again, we didn't see it. They never showed it off in the trailer. So far, everything is ticked here other than it stops you. You can switch weapons with it. That's the difference. But it does prevent you. It's not a super because you can't build into it with your fragments, your aspects, and your mods on your character. Even if they add even if they add artifact mods that boost these in the activity, which I doubt they will, but they might because this is Bungie, those don't count because these are not always part of that. These can be anything. These can be used for anything, from your abilities to your guns to things as a whole, so I wouldn't be surprised if Bungie put artifacts to help these new relics. So, it would be a Bungie thing to do. They might even add special mods for the activity, just like Pale Heart has, but those aren't really mods. Those are just bonuses, and you have to keep unlocking them, which is horrible, but that's a different problem entirely. We're not going to get into that. So, we're now going to show a list of all the relics in the game currently. We have the Aegis Scepter, which comes from, or Aegis, not Scepter, sorry, the Aegis, or Aegis, depending on who you say it. It comes from the VOG, Vault of Glass raid. It is a raid exclusive one. Did not come from a season. It is pure from a raid. That's how it formed. We got the Cleaver, which I don't remember what this one is, but yeah, the elemental charges came from one of the Leviathans, I believe, were the elemental charges. Scorch Cannon, if you play the Scorch mode in PvP or killed Fallen and they've dropped Scorch Cannons, these are pretty common. Most people know what a Scorch Cannon is. So yeah, Scorch Cannons. We've got Scythes. The Scythe, you've played with it. It's fun. Very limited places to use it, though, unfortunately, but it is fun. Synaptic Spear, like we talked about. We've got the Taken Essence, which I don't remember, and I remember the wrenches from certain activities. There was a wrench. But on D1 too, I believe. Might have been D2 as well. There might have been some. But either way, there's also more relics. This is just a small list. For some reason, the list doesn't... You have to mix a D1 list and a D2 list to find every single relic in the game. Some reason some of the D2 relics were put into D1 list, even though the D1 lists didn't have them, and there's several of them that are like that. I don't know why. But this is the one that's active in D2 at most part, have been active in D2. The Taken Essence, if I remember correctly, actually is the one from Riven. It's the ones with the ball and stuff, actually, and that you can shoot and stuff. It's from the Riven raid, Last Wish. That's what this is. I just realized what it is. I'm dumb. My bad. Either way, that's what these are. This is a basic list of them. So we're going to look at the trailer now. Well, the actual gameplay of this. So we're going to start the gameplay off. So, right here. So we get to see the arc ball, which is actually cool. And I agree this is not bad. But it isn't an ability. Look what it does. You can't use your abilities. You're limited to what it can do. The ability itself of it. You can only do what it allows you to do. This is a relic, not an ability. Abilities are like your supers, your grenades, your melees, your class item when it does stuff. Those things are abilities. This is just a cool relic. As you see, you have to charge this thing with the relic to close it, it looks like. To break it so you can shoot the guy eventually, it looks like. As we see, the guy's broken now. He has to come out of that ability. He can't go back into it. So, a relic. Cool, unique relic, but still a relic. So, we also see more of the arc here, but we actually get to see the Strand one, which, in my opinion, I wouldn't even count this as a relic. I'd count this as literally pointless. I don't know why this one's a thing. This is literally pointless. As you see here, he activated the ball, and now he throws nothing to move. He throws a melee, which is cool, but pointless again because it's only tied to this planet, and only tied for situations like that when you have to move a wall. Why not just allow me to shoot the wall at that point? Why not just shoot the balls and then shoot the wall and it moves? Why do I have to activate the button and throw a melee to get it to move? That seems really dumb, personally. That's a horrible system. And that's all it's for, by the way. It doesn't do anything else. That is all it's for. They also talk about the other one, but like I said, they didn't show it off, so it doesn't matter. We don't know what it looks like or does perfectly yet. Until we see that, we won't know. But yeah, so as we see here, it does everything a relic does. So their definition of abilities versus relics, this is a destination relic. A better destination relic, in a sense, the arc one at least, can clear ads, and it actually does unique stuff, and it seems better. But the difference is it's also worse because you can't drop it. If you do drop it, you can't pick it back up. So if you cancel the ability, which I assume there's a way to cancel it probably, you won't be able to pick it back up without having to go and activate something and do all the activation process again. Because that's how it shows that you have to activate the little balls, and you have to activate a machine, and then you have it. Without the balls splooging on yourself, you cannot do it. So, whereas normally when you drop a relic, you can shoot your gun or something, pick it right back up instantly, not do anything extra. Unless it runs out of time or it runs out of ammo. That's different, then obviously you have to do it. But in this case, if you cancel it, you have to go back, do all that effort just to do it. So it takes more. But it does do a lot more cooler effects and ad clearing than the normal relics do, other than the scythe. The scythe is just way better as a whole, in my opinion. I'm a scythe lover, so biased maybe. So what I've proven here is by Bungie's definition, by what they define everything, these are actually destination relics that are unique and cool, but they will have no other place because they're only for these planets, for this new planet. They will not be anywhere else. Purely for the planet. Maybe in the strikes, maybe in the raids, but those are still on the planet, so hence everything on the planet gets this ability, and that's it. So, obviously, the campaign will probably have you do this a lot cool. Or is the Arc one cool? Yeah. Is the Strand one pointless? 100%. As the dumbest thing I ever saw. Sorry, Bungie. I don't want to be that guy, but why did you think I'm going to have to pop a pimple and then get the ability to throw my melee, to throw at 2 walls, and then have to go activate the Arc one so I can slink through it? Whoever designed that, please redefine that to it actually be like something it can do as well for ad clearing or something, because it's completely pointless. It is literally the dumbest thing ever. It'd be better just to pop the pimple and then shoot your gun. Why would I need to throw my melee? That's so dumb. I cannot defend that because it makes no fucking sense. Literally the worst design ever. The Arc one actually has some ad clearing potential, so that's cool. But again, it's just a relic. So why are we calling it an ability here? Because it's not. It's just more steps to activate a relic than usually you need to activate a relic. But it is cool, and it is unique, and it does do a lot more, so, okay, I can defend that. But then why is it also I can't drop it and pick it back up? That's a horrible situation as well. So as a whole, I'm not trying to hate on Bungie. I'm not trying to hate on the developers of it. I'm just saying the Strand one's pointless. The Arc one is cool. It just should be able to drop the ball and then pick the ball back up and fuse into it or something. I'm just saying. It just makes sense. But by every definition of Bungie's, this is a relic, not an ability. And because of that, that means we are not getting no new aspects, and we are getting no new element for supers. For those that are like, oh, I've heard this several times already in the chats of some of the on my video when we uploaded, when we ranted about this, and didn't explain it fully, we ranted. We got hate. And a lot of them were saying, we'll have another reveal when it's closer. This is not everything. This is just small bits of it. No. I'm stopping you right now. I've seen this several places, not just my chats, other ones as well. We do not get 2 reveals. We get 1 reveal. The only reason Final Shape had 2 reveals was because the original Final Shape was so shit, nobody bought it. So Bungie had to do something about it, and that's why we got the second reveal, which made the entire changes to the game. It looked completely different from what we got originally. So much had changed, so much better things had happened. It was way better. We will not get that again unless people don't buy, but unfortunately too many people have already bought this DLC because the Star Wars things for second Renegades, for the second part of it, enticed everyone to buy it. So, personally, I don't think this was worth an investment to buy in. I did buy it, but specifically for one single gun that was in the trailer. It was a Stasis solar gun. It's the only thing I bought it for. Or sorry, Stasis arc gun. It's the only thing I bought it for. I think it's a complete waste of money at the moment, but I still did it because I am a content creator. I do need to make content on shit, but 2, also because I'm a sucker for guns. I love guns. I'm a gunaholic in real life and in games. I love guns. So when I see a unique, cool gun that really gets me, I gotta do it. So I fell for the scam, don't you worry. But I'm telling you, as the people, don't buy it until it comes out at the very least, okay? Make sure it has what you want, because at the moment we have no new fragments, or no new aspects, no new ability elements, no new supers. All we've got is relics. That is what we've gotten. Yeah, we got a new destination, we got new weapons, we got a new thing, but there's a whole bunch of changes they're making that are for free. The new weapons that come with it, the new raid, yes, those are tied to the DLC, 100%. But all the changes they're doing to the game, all the different weapon changes, armor changes, all that, that is free for all. So no one needs to spend money on that. Okay, so don't spend money on that. Those are all free. If you want the armor, you want the weapons from the planet, or you just want to collect it all, fine. You know, do you, as they say. I'm just saying, if you're doing it for these abilities, these are not abilities, these are relics. They're limited to the planet only. They are pointless. They're fun. They might be fun. I don't know. They look cool, but they are not cool enough to waste your $100 on because it is not going to be useful for anywhere else in the game. I want people to understand that. I want people to understand what I've been talking about. These are relics. These are not abilities. These are relics. Bungie, I don't know. Obviously, they could get away with false advertisement in a sense. Is this technically false advertisement? I don't know. There's a yes and no line here, but they could argue because blah, 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 blah. You know, Bungie has a whole argument team. They always argue every little point, so that's what the lawyers for anyways. That's the job of the lawyers, so I get it. So I'm not going to say it's false advertisement. I'm going to say it's definitely not what it advertises either. So I don't know. Personally, I think this is cool, what they did with the Arc one, and the other element they talked about a little sounds cool, but again, they never showed it off, so we don't know what it looks like, and the Strand one is literally more pointless than my existence. So, Bungie, please get rid of it, or at least make it useful for ad clear and have the extra ability. You know, maybe like you throw it on ads, it causes a whole bunch of threadlings. Every time you kills an ad, threadlings pop out, and those threadlings kill ads, and they pop out more threadlings for a little bit, like smaller, lower damage ones every time. Because currently its only purpose is throw at walls. Before you say there's another purpose, no, that's literally Bungie's description of it, is you throw it at a wall like they showed it. It has nothing else. It does no effects to ads. It's purely throw it at a wall, make a wall move. Whereas I could just eat the pimple or splash myself with the pimple and then shoot, and it would be the same effect like we have in other activities we've had in the past. Just saying, horrible design. Strand 1's trash, absolute dog shit, pointless. Arc 1 looks cool. But anyways, I'm done ranting. My point is, I was trying to get across, is just, these are relics. Do not be fooled by the word abilities. These are not useful. We are not getting new aspects. We are not getting new element supers. We had our reveal. Nothing new is coming. If they decide to push new aspects for these current supers later on, more towards it, they might. Things do change. If enough people complain about that are important, it might change. But at the moment, these are not abilities. These are relics. So, I've now done my civic duty to the community and informed you you are being fooled and played by Bungie. Again, like always, Please go to Bungie and rant about it so they actually add at least something new next season. If it's not new elements, at least new aspects. Because at the current rate, they are not going to do that. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, comment. You think if you still think I'm wrong and these are the best thing ever, let me know in the comments. If you still don't fully understand, let me know as well. I'll try to explain it in a different way. Anyways, enjoy the video, like, subscribe, leave a comment what you think. Thanks for watching. We out. Adios.